Single Simulcast is about a lot of things. This podcast may make you laugh, cry, or pound your fists into your desk. If you hear something you like or something you don't, leave a voicemail at 916-572-9016 or email us at singlesimulcast@gmail.com.
1. Single Simulcast.
Single Simulcast episode 279. Shanta is here and I'm here. 916-572-9016. I'm Rashanii. I don't know why I just did that. It's been such a long time since I've actually introed with the telephone number, since the intro says the telephone number. Like, you know, after you pound your fist into the desk, you're supposed to call us that telephone number. I don't know why I just went through that. Old habits die hard. Shanta, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm getting over a cold. My daughter gave me her heebie-jeebies, so I'm trying to power through.
See, and that's why I say if you're sick, we can't kick it. Like, totally. Like, I will treat you like you're an inmate. You are on solitary confinement. I will push your food up to your door and knock. Actually, I'll try and get Uncrustables and stuff like that are in packages, so then I can just slide it under the door. And if it doesn't make it, hey, it's just a flattened peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But I don't want to touch you. I'm not going to hold you. You're not laying up on me. My kids, they're now past the point of compassion when they're sick. Unless you're really sick. If they're really sick, like high fever, then I'll be compassionate because, oh, they got a fever. But if they just got like a cold, walk that off. Downstairs in your room, like walk laps. I'm not trying to, I got a sore throat. Why do you think I want it? Why you tell me? Like, I never understood why people do that. This milk is sour. Taste it. No, I'm good. This food is gross. Try it. Why would I do that? This room stinks. Smell it. No. Like, all of those are beyond what I think that I should have to do as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a brother, as an enemy. Like, literally, don't ask me to do those things because you're going to end up disappointed. I'm going to end up wildly amused by the look on your face. And I'm like, why the heck would I do something that stupid? Today, usually we jump off with some funny stuff, with life stuff, with just, you know what? Let me stop that. Sicky McSickington please don't get me sick through Skype. Don't. Just turn your microphone around or something and talk to the back of it and just talk really loud, but don't get me sick through Skype. I'm not.
That is not the way germs work.
I feel myself
cross-country germs. I got cross-country germs.
You know what? I feel myself getting the heebie-jeebies right now. This is how the new flu spreads like fake news. It spreads through Skype, and it's never a good thing. But other than being sick, like, were you like laid out sick? Like, are you down for the count sick? And is your daughter still sick? And are y'all sick together? Are you sick of her and you're just like staying in your room and she's like, no, I want to kick it with you. And so y'all are making it. The way I figured is when you're sick and your kid is sick is y'all just keep getting each other sick over and over again.
That makes sense, but I think she's like, she's asking for things and wanting to eat and all that different kind of stuff. So I knew she wasn't like super duper like terrible sick. If anything, she's just snotty, so I didn't want to send her to school snotty and then get her friends sick and everything. And me, I ended up with just a sore throat and like occasional cough. So I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm trying to push through to keep myself from being knocked down by it. So it's hard to tell. Somebody else could have caught this and might have felt like they needed to, stay asleep and everything. But I just, tried to lay in bed while she was here, taking her occasional naps and, do the best I can.
So while other people would get knocked down and they'd stay down and actually take naps and act like sick people should, you're tub thumping.
Basically, I washed the dishes. I like pick stuff up. I folded some clothes.
Oh, you're touching clothes.
They'll live. They're my clothes.
So you're going to make yourself sick again, and you won't know why. And it turns out 6 months previous, because some clothes, I literally don't wear them for 6 months.
It doesn't live on clothes like that, though.
You don't know.
Yes, I do. That's why they tell you like to cough into like your elbow and stuff. Because it doesn't live on the clothes the way it lives on your hand. Like, you're not going to touch something immediately, like, you know, with your elbow or your sleeve. But, like, if you sneeze on your hand and then touch a doorknob, you've already, you know, you're leaving the germs right there.
So, not on a t-shirt?
Well, I'm not sneezing in the t-shirt. And I'm not sneezing on my hand and touching the t-shirt.
You're sneezing into the crook of your elbow.
Yeah.
So you're kind of saving it for later.
I guess. No, I'm not saving it for later. I'm just not spreading the germs out. Because, you know, like when you sneeze, it shoots out like 6 feet all around you.
I don't
so, like you think you're holding it in by kind of going, psst, and it's just flying across your house.
I just don't like the idea of being sick. And I feel like if you cough into your elbow, that's like when I have food stuck in my beard, I can eat it later. You can get sick later from your elbow. Like if you cough into your elbow and you get snot in your elbow and you think you wiped it all off, but you really didn't. And later on, you're sweating because your flu, cold, sick, dying zombie thing has given you a temperature of like 101, and so you rub your forehead, and now that snot is liquid again, and then somebody comes by and touches your elbow. Don't ask me why these things happen. The crook of your elbow, they touch it just out of caring. Like, Mom, you're supposed to sneeze right there, and boom, now they got AIDS.
That is not. Why are we saying that they got AIDS? That's silly.
Because I'm not thinking about the autoimmune deficiency. I'm thinking about all illnesses dumb. Sucker. All illnesses dumb, sucker. Because if you stayed away from me, you wouldn't have gotten AIDS. You wouldn't have gotten sick, but you wanted to come near me. You wanted to see where the snot went. You wanted to see where the snot came from. And now you got all illnesses dumb, sucker. The only way.
That's terrible.
So I don't want to catch it. I'm cool. I don't want to get no, wait, that's really how it works. I don't want to get, no, it's autoimmune, so I'm okay. I don't want to get allergies in the system. Stay away from me with your snot. I don't want to get airheaded in duh. I'm done.
Okay.
But so how long, when you get sick, how long are you sick for?
That
long?
Probably,
huh?
no, I'm just trying to think. There's times where it's probably like 4 or 5 days. It's 4 or 5 days where like the first 2 days could possibly be bad, like where like I feel like I had a sore throat for 2 days.
Are you a quiet sick, or are you a like, hey?
I'm a quiet sick. I mean, for one, I can't be whiny, I guess, because it seems like everybody else in here is whiny.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like I can be. It feels like I have to, like I said, I have to power through. It's like the first time, a few days ago when I felt myself getting sick, like my throat kind of felt weird. I took some Airborne. Like that was the first thing I did. It was just like, okay, well, let me see if I can get in front of it by taking some Airborne. And that didn't help. And then it was just like, okay, I'm going to start taking medicine. And that's just basically what's been going on. I start to get sick and there's not this kind of, like, oh man, I'm not really sick. There's nothing wrong with me kind of thing that I think some people do. It's just like, oh man, I feel like I'm sick. Let me start taking medicine now. Let me start trying to relieve the symptoms now. Because it's not, my kids aren't going to be sitting around trying to take care of me.
I feel like that's how kids get sick. They're like, I'm going to play doctor. And you're like, no, you ain't. And they're like, I'm going to play doctor. And usually this is how it happens. I'm going to play doctor. No, you ain't. Mom, he's going to play doctor, Rashanii. Dang it, he's going to play doctor. And then he plays doctor and touches my forehead and takes my temperature with a thermometer that literally goes in your butt.
See, nah, it's not. No, there's no mouth stuff. There's no mouth stuff going on here. Like, no, we don't play like that. No.
Man, I always felt bad for babies. I know that they don't, like, that's just messed up. Like, is that the only way we can do this? Like, I felt so good when they came up with the thermometer for the ears and for the forehead where you could just swipe it, because lubing up that thermometer when certain kids in my family were younger, when they were like newborns and young, that was messed up. I felt bad for everybody moving, because they'll just look at you like, how dare you? The unmitigated gall, the temerity, and it'll just like, cough. Yeah, so get well soon. Don't make anybody else sick.
I'm trying not to. I'm staying out of everybody's face and wanting everybody to stay out of my face.
I feel, yeah, that's when you just gotta be hecka mean so then they get out of your face, period. Like, I would tell Nisha straight out, you make me sick. What do you mean you make me sick? You're coughing. You're going to make me sick. Get out of the room. And that's the way that it works. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is literally all of the funny I got for today's show. Today's show is full of despicable stuff. I want to give trigger warnings. I'm not even sure. I'm just going to give trigger warnings ahead of time. That child rape will be discussed. Smelly people's farts will be discussed. Trump stuff will be discussed. So I just want to give the trigger warning right now. You are aware what's going on. I'll give you a few moments to still yourself for it. And I just want to say I'm aware of where the child rape story, we're not going to delve into it. But it is something that gets discussed. So I'm giving you a few more moments. Shanta is wiping her nose in her outside elbow crook.
No, that's not what you're supposed to. You don't wipe your nose in your crook. You cough or you sneeze in the crook of your arm, if that's what you have to do. Obviously, you wipe your nose with like a Kleenex or something, a tissue.
You can't cough into your crook of your arm or sneeze into the crook of your arm and have a Kleenex for your nose. I know, it stings. Like, you can't just and then have the up here for the nose and down the elbow. It is impossible. Absolutely impossible. First on the list of things that really and Pantheon of pricks, derelict corner, messed up men. Choice is yours. I like Pantheon of pricks.
Okay.
Maybe no, that works. We'll stick with that. Matthew Knowles, grandfather of 5, ex-husband of Tina Knowles, and father of Beyonce, has no fear wading into the morass to promote his new book, Racism from the Eyes of a Child. In a recent interview with Ebony magazine, Solange's dad expounded on the fact that many of our pop superstars tend to be fair-skinned. When the interviewer asked if he noticed colorism within the music industry, he said, quote, "Why, of course. I challenge my students at Texas Southern to think about this. When it comes to black females, who are the people who get their music played on pop radio? Mariah Carey, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, my kids, and what do they all have in common? They're all light-skinned," Bennett answered the interviewer from Ebony. Matthew then said back, "Do you think that's an accident?" I just want to point out the fact that him pointing out that there's colorism in black music is literally something that we can't control. So to point out the colorism in black music when it's something that we can't control makes it sound like you're actively trying to control it or trying to endorse it, or that you're saying that your daughter's talent is based on the color of their skin. Colorism was created by white people. Let's keep it 100. And the fact that neither Beyonce nor Solange nor Nicki Minaj nor Jennifer Lopez nor any of them are Rihanna, Mariah Carey, none of them can choose what color they are. You would think that it was based fully upon their talent. But nope, we don't work like that. So prefacing every statement about this issue by placing the blame solely upon the artist is completely unfair. It irritated me that he was like, yo, because my daughters are light skinned, they get advantages that dark skinned people wouldn't get. I can't really explain why it touched me in ways that it did. It just poked me in my neck and then took me down and then tried to beat me up.
Okay, so for me, right, I guess, reading what the article that I read that was quoting him from the article that was quoting him from the Ebony article, the author seemed, I don't know. I think the author has a problem with Matthew Knowles as a person, and probably rightfully so, because Matthew Knowles has been on some bullshit at various times as far as him being in the spotlight and everything is concerned. But I feel like what he said wasn't laying it at the feet of black people or the artists. He was saying what gets played on pop radio. We don't decide who gets played on pop radio. White people do, mostly. I mean, that's who decides who gets played on pop radio. That's who decides. The white executive is going to be the person who's going to choose who's going to get their song sent to the radio station. All this different kind of stuff. So he made it seem like Matthew Knowles was basically saying that we made up colorism. I think Matthew Knowles knows that we didn't make up colorism and knows that it's white people, at least as far as the entertainment industry is concerned, is perpetuating it, and then the black consumer is reacting to it. So I guess I didn't feel like Matthew Knowles said anything really out of the way. It seemed like it makes sense. It does. I mean, some people react to lighter skinned people more favorably. So, like
Matthew Knowles,
right? And he addresses that. He talks about that, and he was another thing that was in the Ebony article was talking about how he was going. He thought that his ex-wife Tina Knowles was white initially, and that he was intentionally seeking out women that look that way. That's not unique. That's a thing that we collectively do. Now, where, you know, we know where it comes from because we've been, you know, as far as white supremacy and stuff, we're conditioned to think that white is better, is right. The closer you get to it, the better you are. But the truth is, at times, it makes sense that somebody might make that leap because, you know, some light-skinned motherfucker, you see enough light-skinned people getting treated better than you, you start to equate that must be the move.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, you know, make sure my children look this way. Let me try to make my children look this way. So you seek out partners who you think genetically will give your child whatever it is, whether it's skin, you know, whether it's a skin tone, hair, whatever, you seek that out. So as far as I was concerned, what I'm trying to say is that I don't think Matthew Knowles, I don't think the Root article that I read lighting into Matthew Knowles was lighting into him the correct way. It was just like Matthew Knowles just saying, like, you know, motherfuckers fuck with Beyonce because she light skinned. That's true. It's true. It's not everybody, and definitely not at this point. But I mean, yeah, there's people who perk up when they see somebody who's light skinned and got curly hair. There's people who seek that out, whatever they think that is. You know, it isn't far-fetched. It's just, so I did not see why old boy was so mad at what Matthew Knowles was saying.
The thing that really caught me was the part where he was like, I thought my wife was white when I first met her, which you're talking about how colorism is shading everything out there, yet colorism shaded your decision making and pursuing your significant other. Beyonce, Rihanna, Mariah, all of them, it should be judged based solely on talent, on music. You're absolutely right. It's not. Nothing is based solely on just talent. Looks play a factor at all times. Who you know plays a factor. And with certain folks, it is they have a different idea of what the standard of beauty is. And unfortunately, I think it was my son who told me that he is well aware that the standard of beauty in the world was generated by white folks. The standard of beauty in the United States, the standard of beauty throughout the world is what they set the standard for, and then it goes from there, which is not a secret. It's a huge issue. So I just honestly don't like Matthew Knowles. And if I saw him in the street, I wouldn't kick one of his feet into the other one because he's old and brittle, and I don't want to be the person who was caught assaulting Beyonce and Solange's dad, because I don't know when the beehive is coming for who, but I know that they come with the thunder, and I have no desire to get stung. But if I thought I could get away with it, I'd flick him in the back of the neck. Like if we were in a crowd of people, like if we were in a crowded elevator, I'd flick him in the back of the neck, or I'd like pass gas and then let everybody think he did it while I stood quietly in the back and watched him panic. I would do that easily.
But see, that makes sense, and I guess that's it. A part of me understood why dude, you know, the author of the article was kind of reacting the way he was and everything. It was just like, oh, okay, you don't like Matthew. It's just like, I guess. I was like, yeah. I mean, you just don't fuck with him, which is fine because he's really done some. I mean, he's done some out of the way shit, some real out of the way shit. It's just that in this instance, it just felt like this wasn't out of the way. It just felt like, oh, okay, this is some normal shit. This is some regular shit. This is probably some shit that you could pull from another author. You know, another author has probably addressed these same points, but if they were saying it, you would have been cool with it. But you feel some kind of way because it's Matthew Knowles saying it, so you mad because you don't like him, you know, but whatever.
Yeah. Guilty. I mean, just see these hands if you don't like it. Now, second thing, Quentin Tarantino's a jerk.
I hate him.
I say this.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I hate him. But okay, go ahead.
Oh no, I say this with absolute heavy heart because saying Quentin Tarantino's a jerk and noting his jerkiness means that some of my favorite things of all time are now going to be wiped away. It's like finding out that a college team cheated and so all their championships get wiped out. Reggie Bush, USC. But Quentin is a piece of shit. Quentin Tarantino was caught. Audio has surfaced of Quentin Tarantino from 2003 in a radio interview with Howard Stern. Tarantino downplayed Roman Polanski's sexual assault of a 13-year-old girl. He said, and I quote, "She wanted to have it." He didn't rape a 13-year-old, Tarantino told Stern. It was statutory rape. That's not quite the same thing. He's mansplaining what rape is. He had sex with a minor, all right, but that's not rape. To me, when you use the word rape, you're talking about violent throwing them down. Tarantino added, quote, "Throwing the word rape around is like throwing the word racist around. It doesn't apply to everything that people use it for," which is funny because a lot of people use it for Quentin Tarantino because he always seems to write the word nigger into his movies where he gets to say it, but I'm sleepy. When radio host Robin Quivers said the girl didn't want to have sex, Tarantino countered with, "She wanted to have it." Quivers pointed out that the girl had been giving drugs and alcohol. Roman Polanski is another piece of crap who fled the country after he was charged with sexual assault of a 13-year-old girl in 1977. He pled guilty to unlawful sex with a minor, but then ran. Quivers noted that Polanski could have avoided trouble in the first place by staying away from the 13-year-old, and Tarantino responded by saying he likes girls.
Wow. See, okay, so this dropped and everything, and this is obviously after, over the weekend, an opinion piece from the New York Times dropped about Uma Thurman. Mm-hmm. And Uma Thurman was addressing an assault from Harvey Weinstein, that she received from Harvey Weinstein, and fucked up shit as far as Quentin Tarantino was concerned, because all three of them were working on the Kill Bill movies together, and I think they were working on Pulp Fiction. I think all that stuff is Miramax stuff or is part of the Weinstein company or whatever, so they're all working together. They're all colleagues and shit. And so it's all, I don't know, it feels like it should be all downhill for Quentin Tarantino as far as this is concerned, because the Uma Thurman thing, it was gross. It was a really, it was fucked up because she was talking about what was going on with Harvey Weinstein. That was fucked up. But as far as I feel like the public is concerned, Quentin Tarantino was supposed to be her friend, someone that she was close with, because they worked on Kill Bill together. It seemed like the story was, they started Pulp Fiction. As they're doing Pulp Fiction, they get the idea for Kill Bill, and it kind of goes on from there. And she's saying that he put her in danger during a car driving scene, and she crashed and hurt herself, and he basically was like, fuck it. Then there's the scene in Kill Bill 2 where Michael Madsen is supposed to spit on her, and he does, and as far as I'm concerned, okay, Michael Madsen or a stunt person spit on her, but it turns out it was Quentin Tarantino spitting on her. Mm-hmm. And then in Kill Bill 1, when Go-Go is choking her, of course you're thinking, okay, it's a stunt person, it's someone else. No, it was Quentin fucking Tarantino. Mm-hmm. And so he's a fucked up person. But at the same time, it made me think of him putting himself in these power positions. It made me think of Pulp Fiction in the dead nigger storage scene. I hate that scene.
Exactly.
I actually can't stand him because of that scene. Because what you have is a man who wrote a badass black character of Jules. he's a badass character in this story, and suddenly he has to be cut down by a white man, but not just a white man, but now his friend, as far as the actor is concerned, and the director of the movie, the writer of the movie. He put himself in a power position, to cut down this character, and possibly maybe to fuck with the actor, because what is Sam Jackson gonna do? If he really felt some kind of way about it. Is he going to say something? Same thing with Uma Thurman as far as her getting spit on. Is she going to say something? She might not. Because look at what the situation is. You don't think it's you're trying to keep your job. It's just, that's why it's like, nah, fuck Quentin Tarantino. Fuck that guy.
Fuck Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. Fuck Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. Seriously though, I honestly, I have nothing more to say. Shanta, you should get sick more often. You're knocking these out. It's going to be like a 30-minute long episode. Shanta's like, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, you're out. Matter of fact, let's throw another shrimp on the barbie. So, Doritos, in their infinite wisdom of what women want, have come to the decision that after years and years and years and years, you know what? Not even Doritos, Frito-Lay. My fault, Frito-Lay. After years and years and years of women eating chips on the sidewalk, on the streets, at Super Bowl parties, at get-togethers, at home, in the store, at schools, at work, wherever. After years and years and years of them eating chips, they have decided, Frito-Lay has decided that what women really want when they eat their chips are chips that don't crunch when they bite into them.
How are they chips?
I just call it.
I'm just trying to imagine what sound this chip, in quotes, is supposed to make if it doesn't crunch. Like, does it just bend? It just, like, kind of acquiesces to your mouth or whatever? And
if it does that, that's not a crunch. That's stale, and that's nasty, children. Like, nobody wants to eat those kind of chips where it just bends into your mouth. It doesn't even crunch. It just kind of, yeah. You know that sound when you bite down on it, it does yeah. And it's like, that's the sound that your mouth is making. Ew, why am I eating this? Nobody wants that in their life. That's not right. That's not fair. That's not jiggy. That's not fetch.
It's not John Blaze.
Right? I got the John Blaze. I got the chips right here. I got Bugles. I got Doritos. I got Funyuns, and they've been crunching for years. So what they said is that although women would love to crunch chips loudly, lick their fingers, and pour crumbs from the bag into their mouths afterwards, y'all prefer not to do it in public.
But but I feel like, excuse me, I feel like a lot of people don't do that in public. That's like what you do when you're at the house.
You know who does it in public, in their opinion? Young men. You watch a lot of the young guys eat the chips. They love their Doritos, and they lick their fingers with great glee. And when they reach the bottom of the bag, they pour a little broken piece into their mouth because they don't want to lose that taste of the flavor and the broken chips in the bottom. Women would love to do the same, but they don't. They don't like to crunch too loudly in public, and they don't lick their fingers.
You know, that's probably that's because women have to take care of other people, so they know that licking their fingers and doing all that is just a chance to, like, get some more germs in their mouth than they need. So they're trying to keep themselves from getting sick.
Well, Doritos is here for you, and you, and you, and you, but not you, Rachel Dolezal. Fuck you. It's not a male and female as much as it's are there snacks for women that can be designed and packaged differently. And yes, we are looking at it, and we're getting ready to launch a bunch of them soon, such as, wait for it, ladies and gentlemen, the low crunch triangular snacks called Doritos. Low crunch Doritos. They will come in special packs specifically designed to fit into women's handbags. Niggas.
So are the chips gonna...
Is it alright if I call y'all niggas? I have seen my beloved wife Nisha fit every single thing in the world into her purse. Full-size bags of chips, she got that. Sandwiches, yep. Subway sandwiches, Boxes of chicken from Popeyes, yep. Buckets of chicken from KFC when we're in a rush. Church's chicken boxes, which are like huge. She got that work. Sodas, like 6 packs of sodas, yes. 12 packs of sodas plus boxes of candy, yes. Popcorn, yes. Tuna fish sandwiches that don't give off smells, yes. How are you telling me that you need a bag that is specially designed to fit into a woman's handbag? Do you not understand how black women work? I saw somebody reach into their handbag and lose their entire arm in there. Mary Poppins, that purse that she had was a real thing. I don't know where they sell them at. I figure it's Amazon, but I saw my grandmother put her head into her purse to try and find out which cubby her key had slid into. And I just imagine, as a guy, that when she looked in there, it was a lot like looking into Snoopy's doghouse. Like from the outside, it's a doghouse. On the inside, it's like a 12-room mansion, and her purse had that work. There was literally nothing that could not fit into her purse. When you are running from zombies in The Walking Dead, I always say, jump in your purse. It's safe. So there's no way, like, really, like, why are we trying to, first of all, Shanta, do you, well, we're not even going to go into that, but do you eat chips in public?
I mean, I have, but generally, like, I'm not walking around or sitting out in public, because that's just not the way it works. As far as in Oklahoma, you kind of drive to one spot and you sit down. But like if I was sitting in Subway and eating chips with my sandwich, I would eat the chips. Or if I'm at a restaurant, whatever the fuck is going on, if I'm sitting down and I have some chips, I'm eating the chips. Now I might choose chips that are less messy. I might forego eating Doritos because they're going to be all, because it's going to, get all over my fingers and everything. And I don't want to lick my fingers in public because that just feels, it feels gross. But I'm not bothered by someone else doing it. It's like, if that's how you want to get down, then fucking get down like that. It's just that all I'm thinking of is just, you don't necessarily, if you got chips, you're not thinking that you got napkins and shit. So I might pick, some regular ass Lay's and kind of go on about my business, brush the salt off and kind of keep it moving versus like having, orange dust on my fingers or whatever. But it still doesn't make any sense as far as it being that serious. I feel like even if women are like me and foregoing Doritos specifically, it's not like this woman is like, well, I'm never eating Doritos again. I'm sure women are buying Doritos and eating them in their homes, or eating them at whatever appropriate situation, whatever they feel is appropriate. They're eating Doritos, obviously, because you thought to change the fucking Dorito. But, like, I don't understand why they think this is going to make women want to eat them more. Like, because I'm just imagining, like, either they're going to make them smaller, or they're going to put less flavor on the Dorito. So, like, when you bite into it, when you're touching it, it's not transferring as much orange dust or whatever on your fingers. Because it's like, how do you, other than the texture of it, which doesn't make any sense, what else can you do to it?
Do you think that they should be cheaper?
Maybe. Well, I mean, they're not gonna be. They're not gonna be. But I mean, that would make sense. I don't know, though.
So, I'm sitting here thinking about all the things that Frito-Lay actually owns as far as chips. And obviously they own Lay's potato chips. They own Doritos. They own Fritos. They own Cheetos. They own Funyuns. That's a pretty wide spectrum. Like right there. And all of them crunch.
Yeah.
So are they going to start transitioning all of them into having that option where you can have crunch free? And I still close my eyes and picture all the ladies that I see at Taco Bell just going to town. They're not ordering soft tacos for the culture. They're getting that taco 10-pack and they biting through 3 of them all at once because they're hungry. Don't nobody, I mean, obviously there's folks, because you're one of them, who are generally concerned about having clean fingers. And I respect that because, you know, I know that's some folks are really like, it's not so much OCD about it. It just, they don't like that feeling on their fingers. And with Cheetos, when you eat enough Cheetos, it starts to get sticky.
Yeah, it's actually, I hate when my kids eat them because it's just, ugh. Like they're gonna get you with their little dirty fingers. It's just like, wipe your hands.
Don't touch me, motherfuckers.
Fix it.
Oh, I get in so much trouble talking to my kids. Don't touch me, motherfuckers. Lay down. Get down or lay down. Whew. Nasty sons of guns. But I see how it would benefit. It's just that I don't see how it would benefit just women.
Right.
I think that's the thing. Like, why make this a men and women issue? Like, oh yeah, women don't like this. No, the people that I know, other than you, who don't like to get their fingers dirty like that are young kids, both guys and ladies, who just don't like to have their fingers sticky. So to try and like push it into this area where it's just like, yeah, men or women, that's messed up. And to make it to where it's a special packaging and all that kind of stuff, don't you know that fails over and over again? Making a special package for women. We're going to make a special pen just for women. We're going to make a special soda just for women. We're going to make a special anything just for women. I'm not saying that making things that specifically speak to a certain gender is a bad idea. It's totally not. But chips?
Right.
Like, who in your PR thought about that? Who came up with that idea? Like, you know what we need to do? We need to make chips for women. Just for me. And what happens when you have those chips and they still get dust on their fingers? I remember when M&M's had to change their slogan from melt in your mouth, not in your hand, because folks would literally hold the M&M's in their hand until they melted and then sue them for false advertisement. What happens? God. Yeah. What happens when these people still get the seasoning on their fingers or the color on their fingers? What happens if it crunches? How do you stop a chip from crunching? How do you stop a skunk from smelling? You hold its nose. So there is an evangelist who said the flu shots, Shanta, this is important for you. The flu shot that you should have gotten before you got sick, they aren't necessary when you have Jesus. Inoculate yourself with the word of God, urged Gloria Copeland, who with her husband co-founded the Kenneth Copeland Ministries in Texas. While health officials continue to urge people to get flu shots because they're not stupid, Copeland told followers that faith in Christ is all that's really needed. Quote, well, listen, partners, we don't have a flu season, Copeland said on a video clip. And don't receive it when someone else threatens you with, everybody's getting the flu. Because we've already had our shot. He bore our sicknesses and carried our diseases. That's what we stand on. She said the faithful who don't have the flu can ward off the infection by repeatedly saying, I'll never have the flu. I'll never have the flu. And for those of y'all who are somehow sick anyway, she offered a prayer. Quote, flu, I bind you off of the people in the name of Jesus, she said. Jesus himself gave us the flu shot. He redeemed us from the curse of the flu, and we receive it and we take it, and we are healed by his stripes. Amen.
So she's wildin'.
She's sick with it.
That's not good to tell people. Like I know God's got it as far as a lot of people are concerned, but no, that's, don't do that.
We have literally talked about people whose whole answer to everything is just trust in the Lord. I just want to posit again that the Lord is the one who gave us the wisdom and knowledge to make a flu shot.
Right.
Like, Jesus is like, yo, didn't you see that part where I taught Jonas Salk how to fight polio? Yeah, I did that. You don't see people praying away to polio. So why do you think that code's going to work on flu? Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Like, seriously, just get the flu shot. Like, that's insane to me. Literally, it is insane to me that you would say that you will be safer from the flu if you just put your trust in Jesus. Jesus is like, yo, you put your trust in me and I invented the flu shot. Take the flu shot. Dummies. We'll be right back. This single simulcast.
Hey, this is Sherazard, aka Shami, aka Random Ass from the Third Side, also known as Some Call Me Sunshine. As always, this is Single Simulcast.
Hey, this is Charlotte. Black Lives Matter. Glenda Castile, Life Matters. Single Simulcast is what you're listening to.
What's going on, everyone? It's Justin from the 3/5 Podcast, and you're listening to the Single Simulcast.
This is Ray, aka Black Show Bob, and you're listening to Single Simulcast.
I'm a product my own decisions.
You're right. You're a product of your own decisions. This is Single Simulcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Mia, the diva, also known as Mia, the lady gamer, and I will be coming soon to fill your senses with my dulcet tones. Coming up soon, not right now, but right now, you're listening to the Single Simulcast.
That was simply sensational. Single Simulcast shall surely surface speedily. Bitches.
Single Simulcast wants your reviews. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Music, or wherever you listen to us. Tag Single Simulcast with a screenshot of your review on Facebook, or use the hashtag SSCast on Twitter. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hi, this is your man Jeremy from the Crown and Collars Podcast, and you are listening to Single Simulcast with my man Rashanii and Shanta Fabulous, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. And I'm your favorite podcaster. So that should be your favorite podcaster, because I'm your fave, and your fave's fave. Check them out on Single Simulcast. And check out Crown and Collars, found wherever you can find great podcasts and the CSPN network.
You can find the Dream Team at singlesimulcast.com as well as geeksgoneraw.com. This is DJ Awesome Rob, giving you a sneak preview of what you'll come to find in the Dream Team podcast. Let's have a listen.
I'm too close to Santa.
You feel like you're too close to Santa?
Yes.
Wub, 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 wub.
And
it feels like I am just too close to Santa. Wub, 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 wub. I'm sitting on this white man's lap. Wub, 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 wub.
That's why I got light-skinned Santa Claus.
How you get a light-skinned Santa Claus? That just throws everything off.
There was the Santa Claus. Technically, the Santa Claus at the top of my tree came from Dollar Tree. So, all of that stuff isn't necessarily exactly the same. And I just happened to look, and one of them was just a little bit darker than the rest of them. So he's light-skinned Santa Claus for as long.
You know what? That's almost as bad as my grandma, who in like '86 got a Kwanzaa Santa Claus that was wearing a kente cloth. And she didn't. Oh man, Black Power Santa Claus was the best.
Why you holding that Cheeto like a cigarette?
Yeah, boo.
In your mouth. Where's my mama's cigarette? Y'all know my mama. When my mother died, she was trying to quit smoking, and she had a one of those cigarettes, one of them vapes.
Nigga.
So sometimes I walk around with it in my ear.
Nigga.
Wow.
Nigga.
She got a Lucy. She got Cheetos.
Pam. Nigga. Pam was smoking.
Oh,
Did
shit.
Pam know if the mid was still selling? That's what I need to know.
Pam probably was selling the mid.
Okay. Hey,
my mama know how to get a couple coins.
Man, this is my song for real.
She was resourceful.
No,
my mother was resourceful. Oh, y'all, speaking of Pam, let me just tell y'all this real quick. When I cleaned up Pam's house after she died, the 50 Shades of Grey book was open on her nightstand. Pam was reading 50 Shades of Grey, and I saw a vibrator in her purse when she died, y'all.
I know this.
I said, I ran to my brothers and said, "Man, what your mama doing?" Listen, that's why I love Pam. I gotta clean my life up before anybody find me.
Pam trying to get in that red roof.
You gotta go to the Lord because won't He make you clean inside?
Are you interested in supporting this Black podcast? Awesome! Become a Patreon member at www.patreon.com/singlesimulcast. And for $5, you'll be able to chat with the hosts during our monthly Q&A Awesome session. You can also support the show via our Teespring store at teespring.com/stores/single-simulcast and get a shirt or a mug. You also have the option to put a little something in our cup at paypal.me/single-simulcast.
Hey, I know you're probably wondering who I am. Well, my name is Joy, and I'm the host of Fresh Out the Cocoon, a podcast that gets real about being black and being fabulous all at the same damn time. Trust, you don't want to miss the things that are discussed on this show. So join me every other Sunday as I release new episodes. I'm currently on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, and TuneIn Radio.
Single Simulcast, episode 270. I always forget. 279. Shanta's here with the numbers and the illnesses. She didn't pray hard enough. I'm here, well, staying as far away from Shanta as possible. That's why we're recording through Skype. Because if we were recording through Crowdcast, just by her looking at me, I would have gotten the flu. So, apparently, McDonald's fries chemicals may cure baldness.
Okay, how does that work?
Japanese scientists may have discovered a cure for baldness, and it lies within a chemical used to make McDonald's fries. A stem cell research team from Yokohama National University have used a simple method to regrow hair on mice with dimethylpolyphenylphthalephthane.
Okay.
The silicone added to McDonald's fries to stop cooking oil from frothing. Preliminary tests have indicated the groundbreaking method is likely to be just as successful when transferred to human skin cells. According to the study, the breakthrough came after the scientists successfully mass-produced hair follicle germs, which were created for the first time ever this way. HFGs are the cells that drive follicle development, are also known as the holy grail of hair loss research. The scientists credited their use of dimethylpolyphenylphthalephthane as the key to the advancement. Quote, the key for the mass production of HFGs was the choice of substrate materials for the culture. Motherfuckers. We use oxygen permeable dimethylpolyphenylphthalephthane at the bottom of the culture vessel, and it worked very well. These self-sorted hair follicle germs were shown to be capable of efficient hair follicle and shaft generation upon injection onto the backs of nude mice. So, within days, Bukata and his colleagues had reported black hairs on the areas of the mouse where the chip was transplanted. I think we just need to really talk about the fact that not that this will grow your hair back, but the fact that they have a freaking chemical on your fries that'll help you grow your hair back. I think we're all missing that point. What is this doing to you? Why are they putting chemicals on your french fries anyway? I don't like that. Somebody needs to drop a dime on these fools. And I'm not talking about the dimethyl polysilophane Zane. But I want it. I've been eating french fries from McDonald's all my life. I haven't grown a speck of hair back. Well, I take that back. I do have tufts. But more is leaving than coming. I feel like it's not really working for me, and I'm trying it for the culture. I'm going to go out and I'm going to eat like 3 of them. If I don't grow any hair, this is all for naught. Shante, what you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, it makes it sound like McDonald's fries are the worst thing on the planet. Like, oh my God, it can grow your hair back. You know, this chemical. Everything. And it's probably, I mean, and McDonald's fries aren't, you know, they're obviously not good for you.
Mm-mm.
But it's also like, part of me feels like this is a clickbait, I guess. You know, like McDonald's French fry chemical can grow your hair kind of thing. And it's just like, okay, but I feel like there are chemicals that we put in different things that do different things when they're with other ingredients. So this thing over here, you can ingest it when it's with this. But if you put it over here, it does this. You know, so it's like, I'm not a chemist. I mean, at best, it's just be like, you shouldn't eat McDonald's French fries because it's, you know, it's got a high ass salt content and it's got all kinds of weird sugar and shit to fuck you up and make you addicted and all that different kind of stuff.
And to follow methane tang dang bang zang.
But I mean, for all we know, this particular chemical that they're talking about might not be the harmful chemical. Right. You know, it might be something else that's in McDonald's French fries. Mm-hmm. That's the actual harmful chemical. And that's where the problem is. It's just, that's why I feel like it's clickbait. It's just like, oh, McDonald's chemicals, freak out. You know, and it's just like, okay, I guess.
The French fries, the killer, the bad thing that's in the French fries is people. Soylent Green is people. No? Okay, just checking. So,
no, okay, because I was going to say, I know something else. It's propylene glycol. Propylene glycol is, I think, it says it's a common food additive, but it is also an ingredient in antifreeze.
Oh. Why?
So, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like there's things that we ingest that when it's with something else, if we ingested it, we'd fucking die immediately. But if we put it with something else, it's not gonna kill us. So just like automatically, like we gotta, you know, we're not chemists, so we gotta watch ourselves when articles get put out about chemistry shit and we're not well aware of what all this means, other than like just don't eat McDonald's French fries excessively because it's not good for you.
Or ever.
But you know that.
Or ever.
I'm still eating McDonald's French fries.
Why? Don't you have other options?
The thing about, here's the problem with McDonald's French fries compared to the other options. For whatever reason, I think that people, as far as the way people are trained at McDonald's, I think they're trained better, so their food is consistent. So, like, if I want to go get some French fries from someplace else, there's a risk that they're going to be burnt or underdone, or it's not going to be enough. Or, like, you get to McDonald's, and a lot of times they're cooked exactly the way they're supposed to be cooked. So that's why I eat their French fries.
It's the crack. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that the reason why I don't eat their French fries is because of that time that I dropped one of their French fries underneath the seat of my car and then found it like 5 months later and it looked the exact same way. It was just hard as a pencil. But I think that really it's because Super Size Me scared me away from eating McDonald's. I think that really did have an adverse effect on me. And plus, there's just so many other options around me. Like, there's a place that has French fries that are like seasoned fries. Popeyes has seasoned fries. Like, their fries are wonderful. Matter of fact, as soon as I get done here, I might go to Taco Bell and try out their nacho fries or whatever it's called. Just to be different. I'm okay with that. I am willing to explore. They have a nacho fry Bel Grande now. McDonald's is no longer at the forefront of my soul when it comes to making bad decisions for French fries. I want French fries to not only make me sit in the corner like, why did I do that? I want them to make me sit in the corner while holding my gut and drinking Pepto-Bismol. And I feel like Taco Bell can provide that for me. I feel like Popeyes can provide that happiness for me. I don't think that McDonald's loves me the way that these other places love me. I don't even think my kids like McDonald's anymore. Like, I'm pretty certain that they don't want McDonald's. And that's weird to me because when we were growing up, the whole thing was every single reward in the world was based around going to McDonald's. And I don't know why. Like, it was everything. Like, if you're good, you'll get to go get a Happy Meal. Happy Meals now cost $3. They're on a $3 menu. Nobody gets them. I looked at a Happy Meal and I was like, what is that? Why are you doing that to yourself? For $1 more, you can get 2 McDoubles with mac sauce, fries, and a drink and be happy. I'm hungry. But, I'm really hungry. Stay away from McDonald's fries. There's a ton of better options. I can count them down. McDonald's fries, if we're talking about the top 5 fries of all time, McDonald's fries don't even rank. Number 1 is Rowley's fries, which are also Checkers fries. A lot of y'all may not know what those are because y'all live in regional areas and you didn't get a chance to try the wonderfulness that is Rowley's and Checkers, but their French fries are above reproach. They're the seasoned fries. They're just wonderful. Number 2 is Popeye's French fries. They're the same as Rowley's fries. They just cost a bit more because they're Popeyes. Number 3 is Five Guys Burgers and Fries French fries, which would be so much better if they didn't put them in a bag that immediately absorbed all of the grease in the world and made the own paper bag fail the paper bag test. Number 4 is Chick-fil-A with their waffle fries. Their waffle fries are helped out by the fact that the ketchup comes in that little dipping container. Like, I don't know why nobody else stole that idea. That idea is the best. And then number 5 for the best fries of all time, it ain't McDonald's. It's probably for regional Jack in the Box, because they have their natural fries that they cook fresh as soon as you get them, and sometimes they put Crowley fries into their own. You know what? Jack in the Box, they have Crowley fries. Period. Point blank. Those are the top 5. Rowley / Checkers, Popeyes. I forgot what number 3 was. Number 4 was Chick-fil-A. Number 5 was, number 3 was Five Guys.
Yeah.
Five Guys is amazing with their French fries. Matter of fact, I'm about to go make myself a heart attack as soon as I get done with this. I'm going to eat something and just be, you're eating good French fries when you walk out the building looking to the left and right like you hope nobody sees you. Like you're sneaking out of an adult bookstore. Please don't let them see me. Don't look this way. Don't look at me. You are beautiful. I want those kind of fries. I want those kind of fries where somebody walks up to you like, this isn't mine. It's not mine. So Michael Rappaport was in such movies as Zebrahead or maybe Zipperhead. He was a white guy.
No, it's Zebrahead.
Zebrahead. And that was with the
woman in Bush. I think her name is In Bushy Right or Nabushy Right.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He was also the white guy in Higher Learning who got beat up by Omar Epps.
Yep.
He was the horrible white boss in Bamboozled, who was the foil for Pierre Delacroix. He said nigger a lot in that movie. Let's see, what else was he in? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Does anybody else know anything else?
He was in a Jay-Z video.
He was
in a Jay-Z video that I can't think of what video it is. I just know that the video is kind of like it's like an homage or whatever to The Usual Suspects, where Jay-Z is playing the Kevin Spacey character and Michael Rappaport is playing the Chaz Palminteri character, who's interrogating Kevin Spacey, at the police station. And the thing that I remember, because I'm always calling Michael Rappaport that, is like, Jay-Z says, "Are you trying to get a rise out of me, Agent Rappaport?" So I never refer to Michael Rappaport as his actual name. I just call him Agent Rappaport.
I don't think I can unhear that now. Well, those are all the things I could think of for him, but now he's also known as being that white dude who thought he could and then found out he shouldn't have. On February 4th, which was Super Bowl Sunday, everybody was like, Justin Timberlake, don't do the stupid stuff that he did anyway, having Prince in the background while he played a song and doing the Rock Your Body song that he did when he ripped during Nipplegate with Janet Jackson, and just generally just being a unentertaining like bore of a halftime show as far as I've heard. But Michael Rappaport felt like it was time for him to say this. And remember, Michael Rappaport thinks he's down for the cause because he got to be in a Spike Lee movie and he said nigger. But he said, "Can anyone crying for Janet Jackson right now tell me the last Janet Jackson song that was pop? Motherfuckers want to make nothing something 24/7, 365 days a year, and on Super Bowl Sunday." Michael Rappaport also said, "There's no little girl under 18 who's heard from Janet in 10 years. Because somebody came back at him and said, every little girl in the free world wanted to sing and dance like Janet. Please sit down." Oh, that was what else he was in. He was in White Famous on Showtime. That's already been canceled. Yeah. But yeah. So Michael Rappaport felt like it was within his power as a white guy to stand up and say, why is anybody thinking about this black woman who obviously to him doesn't deserve the credence and the reverence that she receives from everybody for her talents, for what she's done in the black community, for what she's done as far as music and acting and everything else, for the fact that she's a sun goddess. He's just like, she ain't done nothing since for at least the last 10 years. And so y'all need to just let Justin Timberlake sit. So what he's also doing is he's standing up for the white man by denigrating a black woman. Like, let's just really check off all of the bingo lines that this white man just pulled on this situation. And he immediately got told to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Motherfuckers were saying, the jokes were flying. Motherfucker said he looked like he had the suds. And I guess that's from SpongeBob SquarePants. I guess SpongeBob got super sick, so he no longer looked yellow, but looked like real beige, like real like egg colored or whatever. And it was just like, he really did look like, I mean, the pictures that they were showing of Michael Rappaport, he did look like something was really wrong as far as his skin tone and everything was concerned. So he did look like he had the suds.
Somebody said, you look like you wake up and die every single day.
Yeah.
And he does. He looks like he just doesn't ever go outside. And I don't understand what the confidence level has to be for somebody who nobody knows or really doesn't know. Like, I can't pinpoint what else he's been in, and he's probably been in other stuff. It's just that it didn't matter.
Well, he did the I think it was him. He directed the Tribe Called Quest documentary that came out a few years ago.
Yeah, he did that.
I mean, he did do that. So, but I mean, no, he's not. He is not a super huge actor as far as like, you know, I would think that name recognition or face recognition, because he just doesn't. It doesn't seem like he does. It does not seem like he does a lot of work, you know, like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why he was. Well, no, I do understand why he might have been popping slick, because he probably feels like he can, you know, with whatever circles he hangs around in, make him feel like he can say these types of things. So he went ahead and said the shit.
And plus he was featured in Thugaboo.
Thugaboo?
Thugaboo.
What the okay. Is that like what is that? What was Thugaboo?
Thugaboo came out in 2006, and the full name of it is Thugaboo Sneaker Madness. Huh? No? Yes? No?
Was that like a documentary? Because that doesn't sound like a movie.
It was actually a cartoon. On IMDb, it rated 3.9 out of 10. The Thugaboo crew knows that in school you gotta dress to impress. But when D-Rock's family can't afford the shoes he wants, his friend makes him a fake pair.
Oh.
Thugaboo, Sneaker Madness.
I guess. Get in where you fit in. But, nah, he sucks. He not only sucks, he was, after he said what he said, you know, when people are going at him, it seems that he's targeting black women who are verified on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Like, that's who he's going after them or whatever. Like, I'm sure different women said what they said, you know, responded to him, but he's now harassing black women who are verified on Twitter. So, but nothing's being done as far as Twitter is concerned, you know, as far as surprise on that front. But he's, you know, feeling like he's got to fuck with people more because they're telling him that he's got the game fucked up.
There was also a situation with Gary Owens, who is perpetually always elected or chosen, or the guy who people say is coming to the cookout.
Yeah, but he's not. Ain't no cookout.
Ain't no cookout.
I think I've said that before. There's no cookout, or at least there's a moratorium on invites to the cookout.
Yeah, we need to really make sure that we're screening the people who are at these cookouts a lot better, because he took time out to, let me see if I can find this video real quick. He took time out to express his dissatisfaction about Monique. Give me just one moment.
Okay.
Gary Owens? That's the name, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And for those of y'all who don't remember, Gary Owens is the one who talked about how it is in a black church, and then he revealed that he was married to a black woman, and black folks are like, one of us, especially during the racial draft that was going on for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Folks are like, I'll trade Gary Owens for Stacey Dash and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I don't. Nah. Because you got to be. I don't know. I'm wary of certain types of white people. Because, if anything, it feels like it's like with Michael Rappaport. Whoever he fucks with probably makes him feel like he can say whatever he wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's possibly the same thing with Gary Owens.
Mm-hmm.
That he feels like, something as far as, because he has a black wife or whatever, he feels like he can say these types of things. And it's just like, no, you can't. You shouldn't. But then there's also people who want to feel like, who want to be accepting.
Mm-hmm.
And so those accepting people, the person who probably shouldn't be saying what they're saying hears, listens to the accepting people and then tells the people who are criticizing him, them, that they're haters or whatever. They don't want to hear what they have to say. They're just focused on the people who like them, which, I guess. But
I feel like before you decide that you should be able to speak up, if you're outside of the race or whatever, before you decide you speak up, you should schedule an appointment with somebody's hands. If that meeting goes well, do what you like. If not, take it as a warning, because there will be follow-ups over and over again. But this is what he said.
Whew. Man, Monique don't stop. She blames everybody. It's Oprah, it's Tyler, it's Lee Daniels, it's Netflix. Now it's Will Packer. She went too far when she started blaming Will Packer on shit. That's my friend. That's my homeboy. Will Packer's done more for black actors and actresses than just about anybody in the last 10 years.
What does he know?
I don't know. That's his friend, whatever.
Wait. He's done more for black actors and actresses than anybody else. How does he know? And why is it that all of a sudden she's gone too far? What? Okay. Nah.
That's my homeboy. Will Packer's done more for black actors and actresses than just about anybody in the last 10 years. He has basically shown Hollywood that black movies have a mainstream market. Takers, Think Like a Man, Ride Along, Stomp the Yard, Girls Trip.
These are movies that have helped him do more than any for black actors than anybody else. Hold on. I missed some of the stuff that he said.
Takers, Think Like a Man, Ride Along.
Takers.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know he did.
Takers.
Excuse me. I didn't know he was part of all those movies.
Was Takers the one with T.I. and Chris Brown in it?
Probably, yes. I think so.
Ride Along.
Yeah.
Think Like a Man.
Stomp the Yard. Girls Trip.
Stomp the Yard. Girls Trip. I'll give him that one. That's the first one I heard that I'm like, yep. Okay, for sure.
The dude is basically changing the game, and you're going to say he's against you, when honestly, he put you in a movie Almost Christmas when nobody was putting you in movies, and he stuck his neck out, and he went to bat for you, and now you're throwing him under the bus. I'm not going to sit back and let you slander my friend's name like that.
I guess. That's, I understand. See, the problem is that he's inserting himself into a situation that he probably doesn't have to insert himself into. That if anything, it's probably more about his ego, about himself, than about defending his friend. Excuse me. Or even shitting on Monique. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's like if Will Packer has so much power, then why are you sitting in your car making a video about it? Why does your friend need that kind of a defense?
Mm-hmm.
If he has so much power, it's just like, oh, that's my friend. It's just like, everybody doesn't need. I think he needs maybe to reevaluate what friendship is, because you can still be his friend, disagree with what Monique said, and not center yourself in the situation. So, I guess.
But Will Packer made Ride Along. I don't understand. Like, first of all, I'm still flabbergasted by the whole. He's done more for black actors than anybody else.
Well, he said in the last 10 years.
In the last 10 years.
He said in the last 10 years. So I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't paying attention to Will Packer as a producer or director or whatever, executive as far as movies and stuff are concerned. But if he's naming off all these different movies and everything, and he's putting people on, then maybe he is doing a lot for other black actors. As far as Gary Owens is concerned. I guess I don't want to downplay
what he's doing.
Yeah, what he's doing. I don't want to downplay what he's doing because I don't think that's helpful as far as Monique is concerned. Or it's just like, okay, if you feel like he's putting people on, then maybe he is putting people on. I don't know.
I have a concern about the fact that I really feel some sort of way about the fact that he felt like he needed to step in and talk about Monique.
Right, but see, that's where the problem is. It's like he centered himself in this situation. He doesn't know, Monique's, what's going on with Monique. He only knows what everybody else knows. Because obviously if he was her friend, he wouldn't have come out like that. He's not an agent. He's just, he probably knows more. He could possibly know more because he's in that industry. But I would think that you only know what other motherfuckers are telling you. The same way the rest of us are.
So the last thing that I had heard in regards to the whole Monique Netflix situation was Monique showed up on King Sway and Tech or whatever their names is, Sway Show.
Mm-hmm.
And she Sway on the Morning, and she said that she shared the emails exchanged between both of the parties, which showed that they offered her less than $3 million. That she was offered $500,000, and that was it. So that's the last thing that I knew about it, and I feel like everybody is still missing the real problem of this Monique situation, which is that we are so happy to say that she's not worth this amount of money, but can't give a reason why she's not worth this amount of money. And all you can say is she's ungrateful. Her attitude. She's angry. She doesn't work well with others. She doesn't know her place. And if they said that about any of us, we'd be up in arms. But because, again, it's somebody that you don't like or you don't feel strongly about or you don't have any, as people keep saying, I don't have an opinion on her one way or the other. Yet, you have this opinion that you're running with. That she shouldn't be getting what she feels she deserves. To me, bottom line is this. Pay her. If she doesn't pull the numbers that you're looking for, don't pay her again. But right now, she deserves any money that she asked for because of what she's done previously, because of what she's put out, because of the stuff she's put forward. And there is literally no man on earth, white, black, green, purple, Arabian, Eritrean, French, Hmong, who should be able to stand up and say what a woman is worth. Because we make a lot of money to do absolutely nothing. Dane Cook made a lot of money on Netflix for being Adam Sandler. made a whole lot of money on Netflix. And the last movie that I saw that he put out was so over the top racist that the indigenous Americans that were in the movie walked off the set. And they still signed him to an extension. You're telling me that you can't give Monique some money? Miss me with that. So, there was a hunter who was hunting geese, not wabbits. Very quiet. I'm hunting wabbits. And, yeah, he got more than he was looking for, I guess. So, a 51-year-old hunter was knocked unconscious after a dead Canada goose fell from the sky and hit him near the Miles River in Maryland. He was struck by the goose after it was shot by someone at his hunting party early Thursday morning. He was airlifted to a shock trauma unit in Baltimore with a severe head injury. The bird weighed anywhere from 10 to 14 pounds and they had a wingspan of up to 6 feet. So if they're 35 yards up in the air and they're falling 60 feet and they hit you in the head, it's definitely going to cause severe damage. I just feel like that bird was like, if I'm going down, I'm taking you out with me.
That's so messed up. But that is what it sounds like. That's just really unfortunate. I don't feel like I've ever heard of anyone being injured by something from the air that they've hunted. I'm sure like somebody's probably got run up on by a deer or something, because you're down on the ground and, that I feel like that kind of thing could possibly happen. But just, yeah, I've never heard of someone being torpedoed by a bird.
I just feel like as that bird was falling out the sky, it was screaming, "Is this what you want? Is this what you want?" But it's like, yo, move. Here comes the bird. Bird call, move. Whose bird is that? Y'all see that thing? Oh, snap. Yak. Get hit in the face with a bird. I wouldn't go hunting anymore. I wouldn't go out at all.
Yeah, I just wonder what the setup was like. Because I'm just imagining, I'm just wondering where they are. Because I would think that the birds are out in front of hunters. If you're trying to, they're out in front of you. But maybe it was just a bunch of different groups. And, old boy just got caught up.
I agree. I just think that, like, if you're with a hunting group and you see somebody shoot something, you should look up. If bullets get shot, you should probably look up. That's all. No question about it. No difficult thing. No, if this happens, then do this. Click here. No, just if somebody shoots something, look up. Because something is probably going to be falling on you. A woman recently found a dead lizard and lettuce that she purchased at a supermarket in Portsmouth, Virginia. In Portsmouth, Maine. See, why y'all got so many of the same cities in different states? Michelle Carr said she normally doesn't shop at the store or buy prepackaged lettuce, and she probably never will again. It was disgusting, Carr said of a 3-inch long reptile she found. It was a shock. I immediately started to retch. She said she washed the romaine lettuce last week and used it to make a salad. I put my fork into my salad after a couple bites and realized that my fork was not an avocado slice, she said. It was a lizard. The reptile was dead and was missing its tail. There's no way to know whether or not I actually ate the tail or not, Carr said. Carr said that her friend, who is a New Hampshire-based biologist, identified it as a blue-bellied lizard from California. How could this happen, she said. The first and only time I've ever bought a bag of prepackaged lettuce, this happens. Go figure. that was very, very scary for me.
I'm sure it was scary. Nobody wants to find a dead animal in their food.
Well, I'd take that back. If I found steak in my food, I'd be thrilled. I'd be like, whose steak is this? Too late, claimed it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's if like cooked steak.
Yes.
Oh, like if you found. No, I'm like just sitting here imagining like cooked steak in a prepackaged lettuce, and it's just like, yeah, you probably still shouldn't eat it, but
I'm saying, like, if I just washed the lettuce a week ago, right? Wouldn't you notice the reptile that's in said lettuce? Kinda.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lady somewhere who found like a rat, I think, in her lettuce or something, some kind of prepackaged salad, whatever. Scary shit out there in the prepackaged lettuce world.
Like, prepackaged game is real. Like, look in. Seriously, look. I don't understand how you miss a. Never mind. So, Shantae's not feeling well. She's still sicky. And I'm feeling great, so I'm happy about that. And I think that we are pretty much done here. But I do want to thank everybody for checking us out. That kind of stuff. Shantae has for sharing the show quote, shout out that she always gives. But y'all are our lifeblood, and we really do appreciate it. Shantae, before you get to your shout outs, I do have this one last thing to say.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. This is a story from Florida. A Daytona Beach couple was arrested on Saturday after the woman's husband asked her to conceal a plastic baggie inside her body while they were sitting in the patrol car. Stephen and Jamie Schultz were pulled over on I-95 after their car crossed a solid yellow lane marker several times, according to deputies. As deputies ran their driver's licenses and wrote up a traffic warning, another officer with the narcotics canine arrived on the scene. Deputies put the couple in the back of the car after the canine got a hit on the car, according to the police report. Police said they did not find illegal drugs or contraband in the car. One of the deputies listened to a recording from the back of the patrol car and heard the couple discussing a concealed object, the report says. According to the report, the officer heard one of them say Stephen had concealed an unknown object or substance in his genital area. The report says Stephen was heard on the recording requesting Jamie to conceal the object or substance in her butt. Deputies confronted the couple about the recording, and Jamie retrieved a clear plastic baggie with a chalky white substance from inside of her genital area, according to the report. Deputies say the substance resulted in a presumptive positive reaction for the presence of cocaine, and the Daytona Beach couple was arrested and charged with trafficking cocaine. I feel like if I'm in the car with my wife and I haven't done anything wrong and my wife pulls drugs out of her hoo-ha and asks me to stuff it up my butt, I'm not going to be in the wrong if I tell on her. I feel like it's a moral imperative for me to tell on her. If she says, here, stuff this up your butt for the culture. Like, we both have buttholes. Why don't you just stuff it up your own butt? Why do I got to stick it up my butt? That's not fair. And even though lube, it stings. Like, seriously. It's not cool.
Yeah, I don't know what anybody was thinking.
Well, they were obviously high.
Obviously. But then, man, but it said that they were trafficking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how much did they have?
No, they were wrote up on a traffic warning.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I thought it said that they were wrote up for trafficking.
Nah, traffic warning.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of scary as far as like, cause it was, okay, so I'm trying to get clear on this story. Like, he had it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did he have it inside himself and then he takes it out of himself and gives it to her to stick it into herself? Is that what I'm hearing, or am I wrong?
It said that he had concealed an unknown object or substance in his genital area, and then he asked her to conceal it in her body cavity.
Okay, so he could have just had it kind of in that area.
Yeah, and his sweaty balls.
Right, and then told her, stuff it in your butt.
Which is still a hard pass.
Oh, definitely. It's still just no. But it's also just like, having it up against you is one thing. Have you prepped it to go inside someone? You can't just stick things inside yourself and then have it be okay. She could have, obviously, besides getting in trouble, I mean, I've heard of people where they do that and it fucks them up in more ways than one.
I want to ask questions, and yet at the same time, I'm scared. What do you know?
I've seen things. I guess I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody personally that's done it. But I mean, you hear like, I don't know if they're not old wives' tales or whatever, but somebody took something trying to conceal it, and it burst, or it did something, and they they were super duper high, or they OD'd or whatever, by having this particular thing in their orifice.
Hoo-ha! I got you all in check.
Or they try to swallow it and then get it back up, and just all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That people do when they're trying to, move drugs or conceal drugs.
Okay. Shanta, got any shout-outs?
Same thing. Shout out to everybody who listens to the show, shares the show, but also another shout out to Stephanie. She is of the Stephanie of the Mocha Menace podcast. She is trudging through the Book of Lies like a champion.
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
I do too, but I'm proud of her. Like, I'm appreciative because part of me feels like when we did that book, obviously people have listened to it. There have been guests on the show, but it almost feels like it's just something that happened and almost like it's non-existent, but for Stephanie to be going through it, chapter by chapter, it's just like, yes, this did happen. This is a witness. Stephanie is a witness to the whole thing. She can make it all the way through.
To a crime.
Man.
Seriously, to a crime. That whole book was just a horrible crime against us. It was an affront. If you ever heard any of it, give us money. But yes,
put $1 in our PayPal. PayPal.me/single simulcast.
Something. It was real. Like, I'm so sincere. Just hearing her read, or hearing her, or reading what she has to say about it. Ah, gosh, I cringe sometimes. We really went through that. But, yeah, that's about it. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, everybody who checks out the show. Thank you, everybody who shares the show. We greatly appreciate you. And, that's about it. This single simulcast episode, whatever Shanta keeps saying.
279.
Yep, that one. And, we out. Y'all be good. Peace.
This is Single Simulcast.
Don't know by now, then you slip.